justice. That's right. We got Jay up in the building, Jeffrey Spilker. We got Mark Dorfman up in. What's good, Jay? I see you up in here. All right, all right. Y'all ready to get it? Let me get this camera straight. 1 second. Blue, 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 blue. Blue, 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 blue. And ju, 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 ju. Ju, 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 ju. Let me get that tie straight. Give me that little prep time. How y'all doing? Got the purple on. You got to know. If you got to know, let me just tell you. Purple Sunday. It's a day where you got to have something purple, whether it's a cup, t-shirt, something. Why? Because that's the color that we favor over here on our bottom line. That's right, our favorite color. And it breaks the week for us to start Monday. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? But without that, let me tell you guys something else. Trump, Virginia Giuffre, shocking allegations about the Epstein and Maxwell. Y'all ready? I am. I know y'all are. So without any further ado, bling, bling, bling. I'm ready to go. Bling, bling, bling. Time to start the show. Bling, bling, bling. Y'all ready to go. Bling, bling, bling. Time to get it going now. Bling, bling, bling. Are you ready, yo? Bling, bling, bling. It's time to start the show. Bling, bling, bling. I'm ready to go. Bling, bling, bling. Here we go. Bling, bling, bling. Yeah. And let's wake up those paws. Take a nice breath before we this whole life and what we're living in. Take a look around. At least you got a friend. Come on, lady. On friendly words. What? Picked up the phone, joshing on the floor. Was all I heard now. Ain't gonna let the elevator break us down. No, no, let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Look for the purple identity and put us in the trust. Let's go. Dum, 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 dum. Y'all know why I'm amped up, right? Because it's Purple Sunday and if pump that beat. It's Sunday the 3rd, y'all. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Song just got me lit. I sure did. Everybody know Let's Go Crazy. That's right, it's Purple Sunday. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. It's Purple Sunday. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. It's our theme color. It's what we stand on. That's what I said. We use it. Boom, to break the week. Let's keep on going. Who we got up in the building? Good morning from Batty Lynn. Good morning from Sky. We got Casey up in the building on Purple Sunday. That's right. We got Rebecca Lon Yan Bueno tapping in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Who else we got up in the building? We got Coco, we got Colroy. I saw you, Batty. How you doing? I see D-Town up in the building. Detroit is up in here. I see you guys ready to go. Guess what? Today we're gonna have a fantastic show. We got a lot in the clip. I'm locked and loaded. I can't wait to go. But guess what? Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you so much. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. It's going down. We're going to stack the deck. I got 5 on it. I'm going to stack 5 at a time, and then I'm coming to the comments. All I need you guys to do is try to stay on topic, and that's the way we're going to have a fantastic show. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and hit that like button, but not right now, only when I get that work in, because guess what? I can't wait to do what I got to do. I got to get around here and talk about this thumbnail and let you guys see what's going on. So without any further ado, let's get into these titles. Let's go, y'all. What we got going on right now? We got Trump, Virginia Giuffre, shocking allegations about Epstein and Maxwell. As you guys know, everybody's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell now being interviewed 2 times by the DOJ. She's also been moved from Tallahassee to Texas, to Baker. A lot of information coming up. You guys can't wait. You're going to see it in the clip. Let's keep on moving forward, because what else do we have here? We've got Mahmoud Khalil of Columbia University will be deported, says border czar Tom Homan. He's pretty peed off. There's too much going on in New York. As you guys know, the last border officer was pow-powed in the face. He's still recovering in Harlem Hospital, you guys. So Tom Homan said, you know what? Since you guys don't want to help us out, we're going to flood the zone. That's what your Uncle Tom says, you guys. That's what he said he's going to do. And last but not least, we've got an amusement park ride in Saudi Arabia that spins off in midair and hurts 2 people seriously, and 24 of them really get hurt. That's why I don't ride amusement park rides, you guys, because I got too much life that I want to keep living, and I don't got no time to be playing around and gambling like that. The only gambling I'll do is on some little bit of CeeLo or something like that. I got 5 on it. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Do me a favor. Just do me a favor, you guys. I want you to let me know where you're tapping in from, what city, country, or state, and then let me know what time it is. Check the clock. Put your Gucci watch on to synchronize the time, and let's rock. I need y'all to let me know what time it is in the zone that you at. Let's go. Let me get this first clip up right here, y'all. It's time to get to work. It's Sunday. Hope everybody had a fantastic evening. God gave us another day to get it right. So what we're going to do right now is get some more gaffle from the end of our President Trump leaving New Jersey the other day. We're going to give some more people some time to get in here. We're going to warm it up. We're going to hit some states, and we're going to get busy. Let's go. Let's get it.
I've had issues with the numbers for a long time, but we're doing so well. I believe the numbers were phony, just like they were before the election, and there were other times. So you know what I did? I fired her.
Right.
And you know what? I did the right thing.
If any government official going forward is presenting data or information you don't like, should they fear for their jobs?
I've always had a problem with these numbers. You know, I was thinking about it this morning. Before the numbers that came out, I said, who is the person that does these numbers? And then they gave me stats about before the election. I had a similar problem. I mean, she gave out numbers that were so good for the Democrats. It was like unbelievable. And then right after the election, she corrected those numbers with, I think, almost 900,000 corrections. I think nobody had ever seen anything like it. Well, today she did the same thing with the 253,000, whatever the number was. No, we need people that we can trust. I mean, your question is a very good one. We need people we can trust.
What about what would you like to see from Switzerland?
Who plan to replace her with? I've got about 3 very good, I have a lot of good candidates. I will say everybody wants it. I've had more phone calls, but I have 3 people that are.
Do you have a background in labor statistics?
You know, I could do a long-term thing, or I could do a temporary. It's a 14-year term.
Right, but do you put someone in who actually has labor statistics experience?
I put somebody in who's going to be honest. That's all we want.
All right, y'all, let's keep on moving, because now we got some situation going on in Russia where the ex-president of Russia had made a couple of comments about nuclear arms. So he had to go ahead and position a few of our submarines over there to make sure that the people we have over there as well let us know that we covered over there. Let's go.
Positioned in the appropriate regions following what they call highly provocative statements made by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Medvedev said earlier this week that Trump's new deadline for Russia to end the conflict with Ukraine is an additional step toward war. Trump posting this on social media, saying, based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Medvedev, who is now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right, y'all. Also, we got Tom Homan. We were supposed to get this clip in yesterday. We're talking about where he's peed off about what's going on in New York. We're going to get to some overall conversation that he basically had. Let's see if we got this right now. Let's see what we got here.
जी मैं करा लूंगा यार ग्रह बिगड़े हुए हैं पूजा तो करानी पड़ेगी
I think we should be good.
पर मैं शहर में भी तो नया हूँ
Because here, people play politics, and then you have innocent people get hurt. And that shouldn't happen anymore.
Just to be clear, there
Yes,
wouldn't
ma'am.
be so many of those arrests of
Yes,
people
ma'am.
not accused of criminals if law enforcement, not accused of crimes, local law enforcement cooperate, that's what you're saying?
It depends on if you're talking about those who have charges against them, those who have pending charges, those who have
Jesus.
final removal orders. Those all continue to be our focus as well. Go ahead. Yes.
Yesterday we learned the suspect, Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez, was once deported and then re-entered the country illegally through the Arizona border sector. Can you explain how and why that was able to happen?
Well, if you look at what
President
happened
Trump's
during the
border
Biden
czar says
administration,
sanctuary
which is
cities
when
like
he
New
entered
York
this
are now his top priority following the shooting of an off-duty Customs and Border Protection agent in Washington Heights. The NYPD says the two suspects now in custody are both in the country illegally and have extensive arrest records. Christina Fan is live outside Harlem Hospital. Christina.
I don't know
Mary,
if y'all
good
saw
morning.
this
As the
yesterday, but they
injured
caught me again, y'all. They caught me again. We skipping this. We skipping this all together. I'm not gonna do that because I know y'all not stupid. We're not stupid. We're not playing that. I tried to get it. We're gonna keep on moving forward. Breaking news. We got the former prosecutor Jack Smith that's being probed for alleged election interference. Let's get on over to that. Let's keep on moving forward. We can't let that hold us back. We already know what's going on. Let's get on and keep on moving forward. Can't let the show stop because of one rodeo clown.
Breaking news, former special counsel Jack Smith is now under a federal probe over whether he violated a law that restricts partisan activities by federal employees. It comes after Republican Senator Tom Cotton requested an investigation into Smith's prosecution of President Trump. Here's ABC's Washington Bureau Managing Editor, Catherine Falders.
Tonight, Jack Smith, the former special counsel who investigated and prosecuted President Donald Trump before his return to office, now under investigation himself. The Office of Special Counsel announcing the investigation into Smith, which is not criminal in nature, but they're looking into whether he violated the Hatch Act, a law barring federal employees from using their office to engage in political activity. The agency investigating Smith is typically tasked with fielding whistleblower complaints, and it's unheard of for it to probe the actions of DOJ prosecutors. The announcement follows a referral from Republican Senator Tom Cotton, who 3 days ago encouraged a probe of Smith over his actions after charging then-candidate Trump with unlawfully possessing classified documents and for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Cotton writing Jack Smith's actions were, quote, nothing more than a tool for the Biden and Harris campaigns. Just days before President Trump's inauguration, then special counsel Jack Smith released a blistering report on Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election, saying Trump would have likely been convicted on multiple felonies had voters not decided to send him back to the White House. Smith, who resigned 1 week before Trump took office, stood behind his decision to charge Trump, stating Trump engaged in an unprecedented criminal effort to overturn the legitimate results of the election in order to retain power. Critics of the president say this is a targeted investigation.
The Office of Special Counsel is fast becoming a political tool rather than the objective, independent, investigative arm in the public interest.
President Trump has repeatedly made clear he wants government agencies to target his perceived political enemies.
This is a good one. Is everybody listening? Deranged Jack Smith. We're going to call it the Deranged Jack Smith signing or bill.
Earlier this year, Smith was the subject of a DOJ review, and so far, officials have provided no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing.
All right, y'all, we got to keep on moving forward. Like I said, we don't let no one rodeo clown stop the show. That's like if the dude on fries don't come to work at McDonald's. Do you not open McDonald's? No, you put somebody else on fries and you keep on moving. Come on, give me a smile, y'all. Come on, I know it might be rough out there, but let me tell you something. Sometimes you can cheat and make yourself happy. Smile and watch right here. You're going to see it feel much better. You feel that? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all keep on moving forward because we got 5 arrested after chaining themselves to the Egyptian mission in the UN. And they're basically doing this in retaliation to the starving children. I ain't mad at this. I'm not. There's a lot going on in the world. And there's many ways that many people fight back as well as try to get their point across and show support for who they feel needs the support. Let's go. We got 5 arrested after chaining themselves to the doors of the Egyptian mission in the UN, to the UN on August 1st.
Cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional fine. Since you have been first, you will be placed under arrest on the charge of disorderly conduct. If you do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional fines.
Okay. Peaceful. I would say peaceful, you know. I'd say peaceful. Only problem is they chained themselves there, so now they gotta wait for a locksmith or somebody with some bolt cutters to come and get them from over there. Y'all, let's go ahead and keep on moving forward. Again, I don't mind this. I don't see any sort of physicality going. I don't see any fireworks being thrown at them. I don't see anybody doing any crazy stuff. Okay, that's the way you want to get out and push your mission and say something and make a statement. That's the way you do it. Let's get on over to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, always funky fresh, because we got this deli worker, sorry to say, he's no longer with us, you guys, because it's rough in certain neighborhoods and certain areas of our city. And I got to be honest with you, Brooklyn is one of those parts of the city. And let me see what I can get you guys right here. Let's go.
Clorox Sentiva
After this commercial.
cleans like Clorox, smells like grapefruit, feels like
Get YouTube Premium. Why don't you go ahead and pay
trusted
for it?
clean,
I know what y'all
long-lasting
thinking. I know what you're
freshness.
thinking.
Clorox Sentiva.
Right?
A community in Brooklyn, meanwhile, is outraged this morning after a local deli worker was killed during an unprovoked attack on the job. They say he was a hardworking father that lived just upstairs. His killer is still on the run this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live in East New York with the latest on the investigation. Marcus, good morning.
Good morning, Shantae. And a small memorial outside the deli for that worker, 33-year-old Diego Sandoval Nava, who was killed yesterday during a dispute over loose cigarettes that turned violent. So this was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon when police responded to the bodega here in the corner of Van Siclen Avenue and Hegeman Avenue in East New York. Apparently, the suspect had walked in and was acting erratically, screaming, but left the store. At some point, he comes back in, and police say that he apparently tried to get behind the counter to reach for those loose cigarettes when Sandoval Nava intervened, tried to prevent him from doing that, and in the end was stabbed multiple times in the stomach. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The victim not only worked in the bodega, but he lived in an apartment directly above.
He will help other people outside, making sure they doing okay, feeding them, feed food or something. And for me, he always making sure I'm okay.
Terrible situation, man. Good person.
Police continue to search for the gunman, for the suspect who stabbed the victim. No arrests as of yet.
Terrible situation right there, you guys. I can't believe that they actually admitted to selling Sills-Niggerettes. They admitted to selling loose cigarettes. They like, look, man, we were selling them fake cigarettes up in here, and somebody came in and got erratic. Terrible situation. We do not move forward from stories like that without trying to say some sort of a prayer for the family as well as the victims and everybody who was a part of this tragic event. And we ask this prayer to go up to Jesus in Jesus' name. Amen. As best as possible. Try to get the best prayers as possible that I can do. Kind of nervous right now because that is a terrible situation. And just looking at that kid's face, the way that he was crying like that, it kind of stirred me up a little bit. I feel bad for those people. You know, because sometimes you don't have nothing but that, and he doesn't know what he's up against. Somebody come behind the counter, still stab him in the stomach. That's one of the worst tragic ways to lose your life. If you guys remember little Junior that lost his life the same way a couple of years ago, it's really bad out here. And that's why I keep on calling for more patrol on the streets. And you guys all probably like, oh my God, Bugatti, you talking about more police? Yes, because I do feel that if more police are on the streets, that'll deter criminals from creating more crimes because, oh my God, there's so much police around here. I ain't doing it over here, maybe. Or they see so much cops that'll deter them. Or they'll get caught as soon as they do something faster instead of, oh, we got to track this person down. Let's get over to Detroit because we got this company. We're going to get into some finance right now. We got to get into some money because Detroit, the home of mobile cars and putting things together, they're suing. This company is called Axle. They're suing the Trump administration over imminent tariffs, and they're citing the threat of businesses as well as jobs. These guys make a whole lot of sense to me. They're actually spending a lot of money to be in business, millions of dollars. And then not only that, but they're spending $750 in tariffs alone. There's not a lot of companies that can actually be able to survive this. So I want you guys to see what's going on to small businesses as well as certain businesses that are trying to survive what's going on right here. This company is called Axle.
A Michigan auto parts company is taking on the Trump administration, fighting back against tariffs that threaten hundreds of local jobs. The owner of Detroit Axle says the steep import fees are crushing his business, and now he's heading to court.
Detroit Axle employs about 300 people in Southeast Michigan, but the family-owned business says it's being hit hard by import tariffs of more than 70%.
Crazy.
Pamela Osborne joins us live with more on this story. Pam.
Well, initially, the owner of Detroit Axle, his name is Mike, he thought that he was going to have to idle this Ferndale location because of those import tariffs. Now, those concerns prompted him to file this lawsuit in the Court of International Trade.
Many of them have been with me for many, many years. Many of whom returning citizens from incarceration. So, I mean, we owe it to them to keep the wheels turning. So these are all orders going out.
Okay.
So they'll do about 1,000 orders.
Wow.
During the day. Yeah.
Wow.
This one's going to Portland, and this one's going to Kansas.
I want you guys to consider that this is a supplier of parts. Your mechanic might be going to him for these parts. I want you to understand what these prices are right now. Check this out.
And this one's going to Miami.
Detroit Axle owner Mike Mushena says the Trump administration's 72.5% import tariffs have taken quite the bite out of his automotive supply business.
Now, for $1 million in goods, I'd have to pay the government $725,000 in tariffs.
Crazy.
At first, Mushenas didn't know how he was going to offset those costs. Last month, he notified the Michigan Department of Labor those tariffs would result in the permanent loss of 102 jobs.
I don't think the tariffs are fair because if you're calling yourself trying to help America, how is you raising these tariffs and you hurting America in actuality? James Johnson has worked for the family-owned company for 10 years. But I do worry about it. I have all the employees coming to me. Is we gonna wind up closing down? We gonna close down? I just tell them, I don't think so, I hope not.
And all these are e-commerce orders, right? This is eBay, Amazon, website.
Luckily for them, retail demand is still strong. Not only that, Detroit Axle is now taking on the customers from other businesses that did not survive this sudden increase. While sales are up,
Profits are way down because of Uncle Sam taking everything we got.
He's lawyered up, suing the Trump administration, claiming the tariffs and the way in which they were executed is unconstitutional.
Now, I know y'all love Trump. A lot of people do. Don't get mad when somebody want to sue because of a situation. How dare you? Don't be like that. Just keep an open mind. It's court. Ain't nobody kicking nobody in the butt. In the same way we said we don't agree with everything that people do, some people just don't agree with everything that's going on. Like, mommy, I love you, but I don't want to eat them Brussels sprouts. It's going to make me throw up. We don't agree with everything even mommy does. So understand that, guys, okay? All right, we're going to keep on moving forward because now we got this moment that a live radio host, they ran for their life because they thought that it was, matter of fact, it was an earthquake going on in Russia. Check this out, you guys. You know I like to bring everything that I could find the day before so you guys can see what's going on. So yes, they're having this live radio broadcast in Russia, and this is the moment where a live radio host run from their desk as the earthquakes rocks them in Russia. Check this out.
Гражданский кодекс за них. Свои права надо знать и их отстаивать.
Come on.
Опа. Трясет нас немножко.
Нас трясет. Марина, тихо.
Марина, спокойно, все хорошо, все хорошо. Дорогие друзья, напомню, что у нас живем мы на Камчатке.
No, I ain't. Now they was trying. They was trying to stand in there. Now they was trying to stay on there, right, y'all? Would you agree they was trying to stay on there? Man, listen, y'all know, like I said, with them horror flicks, black folk in a horror flick, we don't even gotta hear. All we gotta hear is cha. Also happened while the surgery was going on. These guys had to actually hold the table, hold the person, the patient, while the earthquake was going on. They had to hold the person in place. Now these are some people that's earning their check. That's a good doctor, nurse, and assistant right there. Person's probably open. They're doing surgery on them. Something could fall in the man's chest or something crazy right now. You see this? So yeah, this is what happened yesterday in Russia, you guys. Some real serious earthquake tremors. All right, we're gonna keep on moving forward. You know, we like to mix it up because everybody likes different things. A lot of people like politics. A lot of people like talking about tariffs. A lot of people like talking about Epstein. You're like, when you get into that? Let me tell you something. When we go there, woo, we're gonna go there. But right now, that was my 5. I want to know what you guys got to say about that. Double tap that screen and get those likes up. Because, yeah, what we're doing right now is Our Bottom Line with the #1 co-host in the YouTube world at the #1 show in 6 o'clock hour. Let's keep on moving. What we got over here says, where am I? Liberty and Justice says, oh my God, holding him in place. That's crazy. That's right. Hit that like button, says Arika. We got Barry that says, that's the plan. Frank takes time to build factories. That's right. What else we got over here? I have not had a sale since Sunday. Hey, that makes it a whole week today. I understand what you're saying. Who said that? That was Mental Racco Glass. I understand what you're saying, Mental, because I do this show all the time, every single day, and I only have one person that actually tips me and gives me super chats because they think that because I have a couple of suits in this one ring right here, that I got a lot of money. So I understand what you're saying, but we're going to keep on moving forward because we got tensions flaring during this LA homeless encampment situation. Let's go. We got some sweeps going on. You guys know that the president has called for a lot of homeless encampments to be taken away and things of that nature. I want to know where these people are going also, because there's so many people right now that can't pay rent, especially in very high residential cost areas such as New York and Los Angeles. So there's a lot of people that have no choice but to live on the streets. But there's a lot of dangerous things going on at this encampment that they need to take care of, that they said.
City crews and police try to clear out a large homeless encampment in Van Nuys.
Yeah, this is an area near the 405 freeway. It's been called a danger to the surrounding community. Erin Myers joining us live from Van Nuys. She's got reaction to all of this. Erin?
Hi, you two. We're told that this encampment has been here for years, causing concern for residents and local business owners. Now, they have been cleaning all day long, and things have been calm this afternoon, but it was a different story this morning when there were tense moments. Homelessness advocates and those staying at a large encampment in Van Nuys clashed with law enforcement early this morning as city crews prepared to clear it out. Officials using bolt cutters to get through fencing surrounding it.
They started cutting the gates and, showing force. And when you show force, you're going to get the same thing back.
Mayor Karen Bass walked through the site saying it was too dangerous for anyone to stay at.
These are inhumane conditions. And I just have to tell you, I've been to refugee camps around the world. In conflict situations, I haven't seen anything like this.
Various issues have arisen at the encampment, including fires like this one last November, leading to complaints from the public.
They're taking lithium-ion batteries and they're using them in there. They're taking propane and butane and using it for camping and cooking.
What can they bring and how long will they be able to stay? Motel stays, meals, and case management were offered under Mayor Bass's Inside Safe program, though some here say they are worried about what's ahead.
I'm scared because I don't know what we're going to do. I know we're going to get possible housing, but that can always they can snatch that away from us. It's not always guaranteed.
And that going inside can be a tough decision to make.
I lost a lot of, things that I can't take.
Homelessness has dropped by 4% this year in Los Angeles County, but 72,000 people are still affected.
I think they need to take all money that they have reserved for illegal immigrants and focus on this point right here exactly. All of the money that's allocated to go towards illegal immigrants and anything that has to do with them should go right to this right here. Concentration should be as such. Instead of trying to push them out of there, you guys need to build some sort of center close to there so that you can understand what's going on, right? And then you'll be able to understand and talk to these people directly since they're all in one place. Because what you're doing now is you're spreading them all out, and all they're going to do is wind up going to somewhere else and doing the same thing. You're not solving the problem, you're just pushing the people around. Let's keep on moving forward. He will be deported, said Borders R. Tom Homan, and he's talking about Mahmoud Khalil. Yes, I like to target the problem. You see how they're targeting the problem to push them out of there? How about target the problem to get a couple of our trailers set up and put some administration people there and start doing some work and processing these people and figuring out what their various problems are and just going from there instead of, just pushing them out, because sending them everywhere, that's not helping the problem. Let's keep on going, you guys. I want you guys to see what's going on with this next clip. He will be deported. If a man come here the wrong way, him deported. If the judge say you happily deport them, if the judge say you happily deport them. Sean Paul, let's go.
Ruling yesterday in favor of the anti-Semite from Columbia University. Remember this guy right there? Mahmoud Khalil, saying that ICE cannot re-detain Khalil as they appeal a federal judge's ruling that freed Khalil in the first place. Okay, so follow along here. This is kind of oddly complicated, but the ruling under the appeal is a different judge's decision that stated Khalil could not be detained or deported based on Secretary of State Marco Rubio's assessment that Khalil was a threat to the foreign policy of the United States and proof that he lied on his green card application, which he did. The absurd part is none of these rulings should even matter because in the United States, immigration judges are not the ones who actually decide on deportations. And the immigration judge ruled back in April that Khalil could be deported, but because of one random Democrat district court judge in New Jersey, Mahmoud Khalil, an anti-Semite who openly supports the terrorist organization Hamas, is walking the streets right now.
Just to be clear here, though, do you specifically condemn Hamas, a designated terrorist organization in the United States, not just for their actions on October 7th?
Thank you, Liberty. I love you too. Trust me.
I condemn the killing of all civilians. It's disingenuous to ask about condemning Hamas while Palestinians are the ones being starved now by Israel.
The pronunciation, by the way, the terrorist organization, Hamas, it's Hamas. Just say it that way. Joining us now, Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom, great to see you.
Thank you, Liberty.
Why is Khalil still here?
Well, look, we're going to litigate. We'll appeal the decision because you're right in your monologue that we got radical judges just trying to stop the Trump administration from doing our job and enforcing the law. So, we'll appeal the decision. If the appeals court rules on the specifics of the case and rules on what the law says, there's only one ending, and that he gets deported. We detain him and we deport him. But regardless, he will be deported. He's been ordered deported. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio has full authority to cancel a visa because he's indifferent to our foreign policy. And it's not just what he said. I read all these media people, well, he has his First Amendment rights. Look, First Amendment rights have a limitation, too. I can't say I'm going to kill a president, or I can't say in a movie theater and say fire, or I can't say something really bad about you on purpose that's false, so that's libel. There are limitations, but it's not what he said. It's his actions in addition to what he said. Taking over a college building, inciting violence, attacking students because of their religion. Look, he did a lot of bad things, and we're going to hold him accountable. He will be deported.
And when you get deported, hope they don't send him to Alligator Alcatraz, boy, because y'all know there's a lot of conflict going on with Alligator Alcatraz. Let's get on over there and see what's happening.
Hey, everyone. Attorney General James Uthmeyer here. I want to thank the governor for his leadership. Florida is the best state in the country to raise a family, and that only happens when public safety is the #1 priority, and that starts at the top. I also want to thank President Trump for securing the border and enforcing the law. We almost lost the country. The left, through the open border policies, they wanted to let everybody in, count them in the census, giving massive electoral power to blue states, try to give people the right to vote where they can. They wanted to change the makeup of our country as we know it.
What you doing?
And thank God they weren't able to get away with it.
Yep. Thank you.
So I commend FHP, I commend our state law enforcement on their efforts to crack down. We've made thousands of arrests. We're going to continue to lead the way, and I'll be right there to have their back.
Talk up, buddy. Talk what you
The perils of the open border,
what you did.
we continue to see in gut-wrenching fashion every day.
Tell them what you did.
Just 2 days ago, my statewide prosecutors were part of a sting in Central Florida that led to the takedown of 48 child predators, all that were on their way to abuse minors.
Thank you. Good work.
7 of those individuals were illegals. They'll be under ICE detainers. They'll be sent back where they came from after they serve their time.
Alligator Alcatraz.
Just yesterday in Palm Beach County, 2 criminal illegal aliens brutally sexually assaulted a 7-year-old girl. This is what we're dealing with every single day. These are the very real perils of the open border policies. So while the Democrat officials want to sit there outside Alligator Alcatraz and cry because people have to brush their teeth in the same room as a toilet, which is a bathroom, people, real American families are suffering every single day.
Thank you.
And if you're an undocumented person who's not one of those malicious people, you have the opportunity to self-deport where you can come back in legally through the right channels.
All right. We're going to keep it moving because I love the work that they're doing. I'm all for saving children and seven-year-olds and locking people up like that and getting them out the country. What y'all got to say about that? Double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content that we're showing you right now, because now we got to move on over to Kamala Harris, who has repeatedly said that she will not run for the governor of California. I guess just, was it the money? I have no idea, but let's see. Let's see what's going on with Kamala, somebody that you guys know and love. I know many people are sad that she is not our president, but you know what? Don't know what to say about that, you guys. I'm so sorry about it. Don't know. I can't help you with that one. Let me see if I can find this one here, because if not, I got some bad news. That means that the only thing that I got to bring you guys is going to be a whole bunch of stuff about who? Who? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't have it. Let's go. We're going to keep on moving right now. I got to get you guys this. Was it about the money? I'm so sorry. That's the second time your boy messed up today, but I appreciate it. And every time we do that, I have to keep moving because it happens. Life is what you make it, and sometimes we move forward. Probably a bunch of people didn't want to see that anyway. Check this out. We're going to move on to this situation right here. They want to know, no, you know what? Let's get a little action going real quick. We got this situation going on in Saudi Arabia with this amusement park ride. I don't get on amusement park rides myself because of situations like this. I don't trust them, and I don't want to gamble with my life. Let's go.
Hurt when the amusement park ride that they were on collapsed. Take a look. Just a horrific incident there. This happened in Saudi Arabia Wednesday night at a park called Green Mountain Resort. Local news reports say that 4 people of the 23 were seriously injured. The government ordered the resort closed while it investigated the incident.
I'm good.
At least
this is why I don't get on rides like that, because it's not, no. I'm good. Just the way that thing swung like that, I'm like, y'all be like, oh, he's scary. Oh, Bugatti's scared to get on the ride. Yep, sure am. Now we're going to get over to, was it about the money? Because these Biden's aides, their testimony leads to new questions.
Hey, Ben Dominich here to react. And Ben, nice to see you. Thanks for coming back as a Fox News contributor. Let me read the headline from the Washington Post, and you can react to all this, okay? Return to Biden-Harris snags Democrats' push to turn the page on 2024. The party's hoping to move on from its losses and look to the future, but its central figures from the last election keep stepping back into the spotlight. You watched it, you saw it. What'd you think, Ben?
Well, I think that in one sense, Kamala Harris kind of needed to do what she did, announcing, that she was not going to be running for office, as some people expected her to in California. I do think that sets up some real problems for them in the future. But the truth is that they are stepping on any kind of Democratic attempt to move on from what was a disastrous administration, one that opened our border, that spent so much money that people never really saw come into their communities and neighborhoods, hiked inflation on everything, made everything more expensive, and really, I think, is going to be judged by historians as a failure, with an unpopular president who, on the way out, had all of this different beef with all of the different leaders of the party.
Yeah.
The Democrats need to move on from the Biden years, and Biden and Harris are simply not going to apparently help them with that. Instead, it's going to have to, I think, be something where they are hooked from the stage a little bit. You got to pull them off, as opposed to letting, because they're not going to go along politely, I don't think.
Well, maybe they don't want to go away because they know that they have to repair their legacy. That's kind of how I read what's happening with Joe Biden here. Hunter Biden's interview did not help his dad whatsoever. And then you've got this oversight investigation that comes out with one aide after another after another.
Literally admitted to smoking crack. You smoke crack, don't you? Jump. They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they call me Batman. You used to smoke crack, right? Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump. That's what I was saying when we was talking about. When we was talking about, what's his name? Oh my God, Smokey. I can feel it. Y'all know that bag of dope that they found in the White House was his, right? He just didn't want to claim it. But he was in the bathroom like, damn, they caught my stash.
It doesn't make him look any better than he did on that debate stage last summer. So is that how you read this, that they're just trying to repair their
I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right, Aisha. And look, this is a guy who essentially his lifetime was spent in politics. He had a very short career outside of it. And it's one of these things where he doesn't want that to be the last taste that's left in everybody's mouth in terms of his debate performance that everyone will obviously view as framing his entire legacy.
Man, he need to just start selling ice cream. That's about it. Smile and just Joe Biden's ice cream. That's it. Try to sell some ice cream, because that's the only thing that we understand that's cool about old people. Ice cream. You know how granddaddy always got that piece of candy in his pocket? Come on over here, Junior. Here. Take that little piece of candy. Take that little butterscotch. They always got a piece of butterscotch or something to give you, right? That's what he need to concentrate on, y'all. No more speeches or nothing. It's a wrap for Joe Biden. But right about now, we got to get into some Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get into it, you guys, because we got these workers that tell all about the rich, perverted life and his plane and all of his habits, his preferences. We're going to start stacking this deck up right now, you guys, because what did I say we're going to do? We're going to keep on getting more information about this person, and we're not going to stop until the files come. Then when the files come, we're going to be able to add all our information as well as what we learn.
Most jaw-dropping confessions from Epstein's pilots, his butler, the chef, and those people unlucky enough to find their way onto his private island. The Lolita Express. That's what those in the know called Epstein's infamous Boeing 727. Now, according to reports, it was packed for his pleasure. The floors were padded. It was stocked with monogrammed tissues, wet wipes, and bottles of baby lotion.
Got something in common with Diddy, right?
It could hold up to 29 passengers. Some of the more well-known people to fly its friendly skies include Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, and Naomi Campbell. But of course, none of them say they knew anything about any underage girls. Prosecutors allege the plane was used to fly sex trafficking victims between his mansions in New York, New Mexico, Paris, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Palm Beach. Surprisingly, one of Epstein's longtime pilots, his chief pilot, admits he did know there were minors on board, but he insists he didn't know what was happening to them while he was in the cockpit. Now, back in 2009, Epstein's other pilot, his second in command, testified that he saw Epstein, Prince Andrew, and a 17-year-old Virginia Roberts flying to Epstein's private island.
Uh-oh.
It's also been revealed that Bill Clinton earned quite a few more frequent flyer points than was previously reported. It was known that he'd taken 11 trips on the private jet, but according to new records found by FoxNews.com, that number is actually closer to 26. 5 of those may have been without a Secret Service detail. Okay. But the 2009 flight logs, as detailed and incriminating as they were,
the flight logs from 2009. I showed you guys a little bit of these excerpts the other day. So it's like it tells you everywhere that the plane is going, every trip, the amount of gas it took, the miles and everything. We got Guardia to BED, BED, HPN. I don't know what those, all of these abbreviations, you guys are familiar with flying. They're all like different states, MIA, Miami, JFK, New York. You know, let's keep on going.
Those didn't even include flights piloted by his chief pilot, according to what the victim's lawyers told the Mirror. That guy flew Epstein around the world for 20 years, so you know he has seen some shit. The U.S. Virgin Islands Attorney General Denise George, yeah, she knows that too. In mid-September, she sued Epstein's estate, saying the Lolita Express was a critical part of Epstein's sex trafficking ring, and it led to 22 counts of aggravated rape, child abuse, neglect, human trafficking, forced labor, and prostitution on the island he owned. To support those allegations, she subpoenaed flight logs from Jet Aviation Holdings from 1998 until Epstein's suicide in 2019. And here's the request that's really sparking panic. She wants all complaints or reports of potentially suspicious conduct and any personal notes written by the pilots, plus names and contact information for all of those who interacted with or observed Epstein or any passengers connected to him.
Because she is who she is, she can call for that information, and that'll be more information that we need to be looking for over there, because that's the people that was on the planes, the people's names on the flights. And how is that captain gonna have the nerve to say, hey, I saw some youngsters back there, but I don't know what they was doing. He needs to be liable. What do you guys think? Thumbs up if you think that that captain of that plane that admitted to knowing that those girls was back there. Thumbs up if you believe yes. Thumbs down if you think that they shouldn't put charges on him and find out who he is. We got to keep on moving forward, because we got Blumenthal who calls to move forward with the bill that would release the full Epstein files minus the contact information of the victims. We're going to keep on stacking this deck right now. We're about to get busy right now, y'all. Let's go. I'm going in. I'm ready to take my jacket off.
Senator, we're in a quorum call.
I ask that the quorum call be lifted.
Is there objection? Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. The American people have been treated to an extraordinary spectacle. It is the spectacle of a president of the United States trying to stonewall and stall the disclosure of a file from the United States Department of Justice that directly implicates him and others in places of power, after boasting to the American people that he would reveal everything. He promised again and again and again that he would disclose all the files, not only of this investigation, but the JFK investigation. And
so they're trying to
and
subpoena
others,
to get
because
the
American
files
people
themselves.
deserve transparency. They deserve disclosure. They deserve to know what is in the files of the Department of Justice when there are credible allegations that an investigation is incomplete and potential evidence concealed. And the American people are rightly asking now, what do they have to hide?
I don't want to do the blame game. I like that, the fact that they're pushing for it, because now we have more push to get this information. And you guys know, when the people want something, they have no choice but to give us what we want. They're going to have to give it to us. Got to give the people. Ladies and gentlemen, give the people what they want. Come on, y'all. Maxwell's moved to Texas. Y'all know they just moved out of Texas, the Texas prison. After 2 meetings with the Department of Justice, she's been moved. She's been moved to a more swankier, a minimum security prison right now, you guys. I looked at it the same way Harvey Levin said it yesterday. She better hope that those cameras work, because just because it's a minimum security don't mean that it's not for a reason. They probably trying to her too. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's go. We stacking this deck. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content that we're giving you right now, because we got to get more into it.
Convicted co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell moved from a low-security prison in Florida to a minimum security prison in Texas. Officials have given no reason for the move, but it comes a week after Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche interviewed Maxwell for more than 9 hours. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, we're learning Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved to a less restrictive prison without any explanation by the Justice Department. Previously incarcerated at a federal prison in Florida, Maxwell, serving a 20-year sentence for trafficking girls to Epstein, transferred in recent days to this prison camp in Texas, a lower security facility with fewer guards and limited perimeter fencing. The move coming just 1 week after Maxwell's meeting with the Justice Department #2 ranking official. She'll now be housed alongside other high-profile inmates like Elizabeth Holmes, former CEO of a failed blood testing startup, and Jen Shaw of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And tonight, Epstein and Maxwell's victims expressing their outrage at the unexpected transfer. The family of Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide earlier this year, saying, President Trump has sent a clear message today. Pedophiles deserve preferential treatment, and their victims do not matter. Giuffre's family telling our Lindsay Davis they were shocked after President Trump made this claim that Jeffrey Epstein stole Giuffre from his Mar-a-Lago club where she worked in 2000.
I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
All right, y'all. I know y'all like, no, let's get the rest of it. We got more on that. We got to keep stacking this deck. We got to do it in sync of the way your boy put it together. We got to go on over now because we got Epstein files. The Congress Oversight Committee actually, they halted. They were supposed to be meeting with this lady on the 12th. Guess what? They changed their mind and they said that the deposition that they're supposed to do is postponed indefinitely. When y'all hear that word indefinitely, what does that mean? That's a possibility they're not doing it at all. Come on, y'all, let's go. Keep on stacking this deck. Also, we got some information coming up directly from Virginia, talking directly about the mad woman, saying that she was Geppetto and Epstein was her puppet. Let's keep on moving, y'all. Let's go. We're going to keep on moving.
Here, as Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been transferred to an all-female minimum security federal prison camp in Texas 10 days before she was expected to be called to testify before Congress. Maxwell is currently serving out a 20-year prison sentence after being convicted of sex trafficking minors. She was previously housed at a low-security facility in Tallahassee, Florida, one that included both men and women. That's where just a little more than a week ago, U.S. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche interviewed her for several hours over a 2-day period. Prison officials confirming Maxwell is now in that prison camp in Bryan, Texas, and you see it right there on your screen. All of this as the controversy continues over the potential release of the Epstein files and questions over whether Maxwell would be granted some type of immunity or even a pardon in exchange for testimony. And it's important to note that the House Oversight Chair has now announced that that August 11th testimony is not going to happen. It is postponed, quote unquote, indefinitely.
Double tap that screen to get those likes up. Y'all do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. I see a lot of people in the building. I'm not trying to ask for nothing over there, but matter of fact, I should because I know y'all got paid the other day. Let's see what y'all got for the super chats. Do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We're trying to get more people over here. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, do so. Become a member. Hit that bell right there. Turn on post notifications so that you can know when we're here. We're trying to get more people over. Come on, y'all. Double tap that screen. Double tap. Double tap. Give your boy a fist bump real quick. Double tap that fist right there. There we go. There we go. Let's get those likes up, y'all. Let's get those likes up. Thank you so much because we got information right now from Donald Trump, the President Trump. He makes more comments on Jeffrey Epstein, Virginia Giuffre, as well as Epstein's how he stole her from Mar-a-Lago. Yes, we heard part of it right there, but this is when actually the family starts to hear about it. The family wants to know, and why did you use those specific statements?
All right, now to this. The family of Jeffrey Epstein's sex abuse victim, Virginia Giuffre, says they are just stunned by
communication, language. People take them for granted.
recent comments from President Trump. You may remember the president said he had a falling out with Epstein after he said Epstein stole Virginia Giuffre, who worked at his spa at Mar-a-Lago. Well, now her siblings say they want to know what the president knew and when about Epstein's sex crimes.
I think we were shocked by it. Especially to use the term stolen. Because she's not an object. She's a person. She was recruited by Maxwell. She wasn't stolen, she was recruited.
CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane is following all of this. Scott, that's tough to listen to. Why is the family choosing to speak out now so publicly, and what is it they want addressed?
Virginia Giuffre's name has become part of the political dialogue this week as this Epstein controversy continues to engulf the White House several months after Giuffre's death. The president, if he is trying to turn the page on this Epstein controversy, has instead given it new momentum by talking about arguably the most visible and vocal of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, Virginia Giuffre, using that phrase that Epstein stole Giuffre from Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort many years ago. That type of word choice in the context of sex trafficking and sex abuse victims is a trigger to any number of people, including Giuffre's family. The president was asked on Thursday about this issue, about the use of the word stole and about Giuffre. Take a listen to what he said.
I said, if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing. I didn't like it, and we threw him out. We said we don't want him, at the place. This is a story that's been known for many years, as you know. But it's, I didn't like it that he was doing that.
And if you're a business owner, a lot of times he might have used the wrong word, and I could see him saying that because guess what? If I have a business, sometimes I might come in and be like, yo, why are you trying to steal my workers? Why he definitely used the wrong words in this sense of the context, you guys. Come on now. We got to keep on moving forward and double tap that screen to get those likes up to get more people over here. Or you can give me all the money you got in your bank account. Jeffrey Epstein interview with Steve Bannon. We got a teaser here. We're going to get some information from Jeffrey himself. Sneaky individual, the villain that he is. Let's get on into it, you guys, because we got a little bit of I don't know if you guys know, but Steve Bannon basically said he has over, I think, 500 hours of interview information because he sat down with Jeffrey Epstein and actually interviewed him. This is a little bit of a clip, about 3 minutes, about this the video that he actually made about Epstein.
Next month marks 2 years since the death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein inside a New York City jail.
We were underage. We were little girls. By the time I was 16, I brought him up to 75 girls.
He lived essentially like he was Gatsby. He was an absolutely terrifying person to encounter.
You own an island.
Two
islands. The islands of Dr. Moreau.
Correct.
Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire New York businessman whose vast wealth brought an arrogance that knew no limits. He acted as if he could have anything he craved.
Reporting the FBI is now looking into how it can interview Britain's Prince Andrew over his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
No longer Prince Andrew.
But the future is for the way women think. The way women think. That's correct. Is that not a sop because of all the depravity you've done against young women? And your new sop is that their women's thinking is the future?
No, I've always believed that women would in fact be able to take over. I'm a firm believer and supporter of Time's Up.
Federal prosecutors said yesterday video of Epstein's jail cell when he made his first suicide attempt no longer exists.
And Jeffrey Edward Epstein.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes. Epstein got away with his crimes because nearly every element of society allowed him to get away with them.
This morning, we're learning new details of the exact cause of death of former registered sex offender and financier Jeffrey Epstein.
The greatest threat to people put in solitary confinement is they try to kill themselves. Imagine that. You're only in a room for 24 hours, you start to go crazy.
Who else? Who else was he? Who else did he have around him? What other celebrities? What other I'm talking about this one here could make you disappear. He was actually there doing tricks for Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, I'm talking about David Copperfield.
Hundreds of pages of Jeffrey Epstein's court documents have now been unsealed, and several prominent Americans are referenced. Former President Bill Clinton is one of the biggest names that you will recognize. And the documents detail that he took 4 trips on Epstein's private plane in the early 2000s. Another major revelation was made about magician David Copperfield. He allegedly performed magic tricks for Epstein and several of his victims during the dinner at Epstein's townhouse in New York City in 2016. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.
That ain't it. We got to get to some family members. But before I get to this, I need y'all to double tap that screen to get those likes up, because we're putting together a smorgasbord of people. I'm trying to give you guys a somewhat sort of a list on our own, because if you can grab these names from what we're giving you, you can kind of almost put together some real serious stuff right here. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up, because now we got Jeffrey Epstein's niece. She's going to talk about how she was exposed to all of this crap. I'm talking about from the expenses and all of the stuff that they were doing, from all of the young age subjecting things that they were doing, and terrible treatment. Do me a favor and double tap that screen and get those likes up, y'all. I told you, we going off today. It's not a game. It's Purple Sunday, and we don't just call it Purple Sunday for no reason. Jeffrey Epstein's niece.
Is the practice of creating slaves with a severed memory, many of whom were my siblings, who I only got to see at family reunions, who I would rush home from school to watch on TV. I moved back to New York City because my ex-husband had a scheme to try to allow me to speak about some of this in court, since court testimony can be used as evidence to potentially open up a criminal case. But when I got to the hearing, I was only allowed to say my name and address, and the judge refused to let me speak beyond that. When we had gone to the FBI a couple years ago, they interviewed my father and said, oh, he said nothing happened, so we're going to close this case. If every successful politician is born into this world, they have vested interest in keeping it quiet. The cult of Baal, B-A-L. My family masqueraded themselves as Jewish publicly, but behind closed doors, at Passover dinners, when I was drugged, would admit, we are Satanists.
That's his niece. You heard what she just said. That's Jeffrey Epstein's niece.
So I am here with Anya Wick, Epstein's niece, and I've been watching Anya on TikTok. The link for her TikTok is in the description box, so please support Anya's work. And my partner Jen has been really just amazed by your story as well. Harrowing, a lot of it. There's components in there, for example, Bohemian Grove and other extreme things that I'm sure will fascinate the viewers. But before we get to all that stuff, viewers, disclaimer, harrowing content warning. And because of restrictions on my channel, Anya, I've got to make sure you give us permission to publish this video and you waive your anonymity.
Of course.
Okay. So before we get then to what you've been through, do you want to just set the table a bit and let the viewers know what it was like for you growing up?
Yes, of course. So my name is Anya Wick, but at birth, I was Anya Beth Epstein. I was born in a house in Boulder. In 2015, I changed my name to Owen Theodore Epstein. In 2020, I changed it again to Anna Petrova. I had realized what I was surrounded by my entire life and thought I could hide from it. And I married a man named Wick, kept that name, and decided to start going public with my story just a few months ago. I had chemically driven amnesia the majority of my life. I am Jeff Epstein's niece, and I was raised as a sex slave. My father had me separated from my mother and twin brother and administered a substance that was designed to sever my memory.
Got to keep on moving, you guys. I got to keep on moving. I want you guys to understand this is some deep stuff that we're getting into right here. These are allegations I am not supporting, but I got to let you guys know, when you start peeling that onion back, Lord knows you don't know what you're going to get. That was his niece. Drugs since she was a baby, all sorts of stuff she was saying. Let's get into Jeffrey Epstein. They were saying he's a sick person, and the mastermind was Ghislaine Maxwell, not Jeffrey. Everybody's trying to call out Jeffrey. I get it because he had the money and the wherewithal, right? But guess what? There has to be a brain inside of everything that moves. And in this movement.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. We are hearing from one of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged victims. Her name is Virginia Giuffre. In her first interview since Ghislaine Maxwell was denied bail this week, Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Now, this is the first time that Maxwell has faced criminal charges in connection with Epstein, despite accusations against her that extend back more than 2 decades now. Giuffre claims Maxwell, along with Epstein, recruited, groomed, and abused her.
As you know, she's no longer alive anymore, but I did want you guys to hear this stuff directly from the horse's mouth. No one can tell you better than the person that's a victim of a person.
Lives in Australia now. She's married with 3 children, and we talked to her yesterday. She told us that she thinks Ghislaine Maxwell should spend the rest of her life behind bars.
She is a monster. She's worse than Epstein. She did things even worse than Epstein did. She was vicious, she was evil, and she's a woman.
Her lawyers have said Ghislaine Maxwell is not a Jeffrey Epstein, that she has been a victim of media spin.
They're doing their job, but I know that woman. I've known her really well. Put it this way. Epstein was Pinocchio, and she was Geppetto. She was the guy controlling
the strings.
Jeffrey. Yep, she was pulling the strings. She had his money. He had her contacts. But Ghislaine was much more conniving and smart than Epstein ever was.
Virginia Giuffre says she first met Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell when she was just 16, and alleges that she was forced to have sex with Britain's Prince Andrew on 3 separate occasions. She was 17 at the time. He has denied that and says it's...
Ooh, did y'all see him hit his head on the car? I'm sorry, but he did. Boom, watch your head. He ain't watch his head.
Possible this picture with his arm around her waist was doctored.
Is there any way you could have had sex with that young woman or any young woman trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein in any of his residences?
No.
Prince Andrew should be panicking. He knows he's guilty. He needs to be held accountable. We need to show the world that the rich and the mighty can fall too.
Do you think that Ghislaine's life is in danger?
Absolutely. If she squeals on some of the people that she has videos on, they won't be happy with her talking about that.
And sadly, she's no longer alive, and I'm sorry. I don't even think hers was a suicide.
And when you say that she has videos, or she has knowledge of videos that exist about people like who? People well-known names?
Very well-known names. The government officials, the politicians, the royalty, they were taping everybody every moment. When you walked into the New York mansion, to Palm Beach, everything was being filmed.
Do you think people knew they were being taped?
No.
Wow.
I do not. Not at all.
Giuffre alleges Maxwell and Epstein were blackmailing the wealthy and the powerful. She says Maxwell's arrest marked a major turning point in the fight for justice.
Today, we announced charges against Ghislaine Maxwell for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploit and abuse multiple minor girls.
It was just surreal. It was momentous. It's one of those life moments that I'll never forget.
Virginia, how did you meet her and what was her pitch to you?
I'm working at Mar-a-Lago, loving it. I'm working in the spa area. I was reading about anatomy and massage, and And that's when Ghislaine came up to me and said, "Oh my God, you're reading a book about massage." And, you know, long story short, she told me that she knew of a man who was looking for a traveling masseuse. And if he liked me, then I would get educated and I would become a real massage therapist.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a dream of a lifetime until I got there, and the abuse was immediate.
It has been reported that they would prey on young girls who were vulnerable.
She could smell the vulnerability on the person.
Because
I
they're
told
young.
them a little
Yeah.
bit about my past and how I'd been abused. So immediately it was like the Cheshire smile is what I call it. And I asked her, I said, "Why are you having all these girls come in and sleep with your boyfriend?" And she was like, "So I don't have to do it all the time." You know, so she made like a joke out of it.
Why do you think she did it?
Wow.
She did it to keep Jeffrey happy, for sure. She did it because she loves the control over people. Jeffrey was a sick pedophile, but she was the mastermind.
What would justice look like for you when it comes to Ghislaine Maxwell?
I would like to see Ghislaine stay in jail forever. I'd like her to apologize for what she's done to me and so many others.
When Jeffrey Epstein took his own life, many of the victims/survivors felt that they had been robbed, that they did not get their day in court.
Right.
It would have been great to look at him in court and say, you know, you hurt me, you took away my innocence, you took away my youth, but he took that away from us too. I'm really hoping we get to do this with Ghislaine.
Does the buck stop with Ghislaine Maxwell, in your opinion?
No, the buck stops when every single monster gets held accountable and our children are safe. Not just my monsters, but all the monsters. And we need everyone's help.
There you go, girl. There you go. She's no longer alive, you guys. She is no longer alive. She's the #1 victim that they're saying in this whole thing. And that's why when Trump spoke about it, it hit a peak that everybody was wondering what's going on. Double tap the screen to get those likes up. Do your boy a favor. If you have not already become a member, do so. Because now it's not over. Stay right there. Why would the king tell his own brother? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to do it like that. This is called no appetite at all. No appetite at all. King delivers brutal news to the Prince Andrew. We may as well stop calling him that. It's official. His name is Andrew. Over Epstein scandal, and let him know he will never be accepted back into the royal family. He will never he will never have royal duties as a prince, and he's been excommunicado. That's what's going on with him. No appetite for a king.
So fun. We noted on the show a couple of weeks ago that the FBI had dropped its investigation into Prince Andrew, but apparently that changes nothing from within the family itself. What do we know?
Yeah, it shouldn't come as too big a surprise, but it seems to Andrew it may have done. I mean, obviously, as you've just said, the reports are that, you know, technically the FBI has now said that they're not pursuing any third-party charges, and it, you know, it seems that in that regard, that shadow that's been cast over him for the last few years, in terms of what was going to happen in the future, you know, that's over now. But when it comes to his royal duties and public life, nothing has changed. It's been reported that he felt quite chipper when that report came down recently, possibly optimistic about the fact that maybe there was some sort of return to the royal fold or public-facing life. But he has been reminded by his brother, who has been consistent on this the whole way through, that there is no return to that. Yeah, Prince Andrew's been out of royal duties now for more than 5 years, ever since his disastrous Newsnight interview. And he has had several controversies. His ties to Epstein really was just one of them. Even as recently as late last year, he became mired in another scandal, which was his links to an alleged Chinese spy, Yang Tengbo, over here, and that drama, which unfolded in December, saw him uninvited from the royal family Christmas. So in terms of all of that, at the very least, Andrew is accused of just very poor judgment along the way. And there is no appetite from the British public over here for him to return to royal duties. There seems to be no appetite at all from the king. And it was that reminder to Andrew that despite the fact that now, yes, of course, it's a relief for him that the line has been drawn in the sand by the FBI, in terms of his future, he will probably just continue living life the way he currently is, which, by many accounts is that it's largely reclusive. He lives in to be fair, a very large and beautiful estate, but he doesn't have that public life, and there really doesn't look like there'll ever be a return to it.
That's it for Andrew, y'all. And my question is this: why would the king do that? Think about it. Why would the king do that? Maybe they got some inside information. And another thing, you're making the royal family look terrible. How dare you? How are you even associating with this person? In that interview that you did, talking about, oh, I stayed there because he gave me somewhere to stay. You are the Prince of England. You can stay anywhere. We got that. Waldorf, Regency, anywhere. You wanna go stay at Epstein house? Okay, cool. Watch this. And Ann walk with him in Central Park and let people see all that going on? Out of here. Bye. We ain't representing that. What y'all got for me in these comments? What's going on? That upheld all of the weight. Then you got this guy. What else you got? What else? Andrew is a nonce. Okay, played a CNN interview with Virginia's family. Okay, nah, it doesn't work like that for him. I guess it do. It look like it do. We're gonna keep on moving forward, you guys, because you know what? Y'all got to be careful when y'all out there eating food. Y'all got to be careful. Don't just think that you can eat anywhere. Sometimes there's predators everywhere. Come on now, there's predators everywhere. And they like good meat, good steak, and food and all of that. So y'all got to be careful when you're eating. Perfect example is when this seagull swoops in and takes this lady's steak off her plate.
A young couple in France, you can bet they're going to be a lot more... Okay, you have to see this. A young couple in France, you can bet they're going to be a lot more careful when dining out in the future. Yeah. A young woman and her boyfriend were sitting outside enjoying a nice meal in the can when a seagull swoops in and took that steak sitting on the table. The young woman said that the steak cost more than $100 US. You probably had the same question that we did. Did she get another steak? Well, we did track down the couple, and the woman says, yes, the restaurant replaced her steak, no charge. And they got that video to prove it. Wow.
He's like, hey, I like filet. I like filet mignon too. I like good food. I like, I want some steak. And you know what? That was a very high-end sort of a seagull right there. That seagull was at the corner like, let me prepare myself. Okay. What are we having this evening? Okay. Thank you. I'll have a little Grey Poupon with that. Tell me that wasn't crazy right there, y'all. Tell me that wasn't crazy. And if you're trying to make some money, hit that link in the description and go hit out one of them surveys. You guys will make some money and I'll make some money too. Do your boy a favor. I'm asking for likes now. Hit that like button. Send me all the money in your pocket. Anybody want to do super chats, feel free. We taking it. We like to get some Starbucks. Mouth kind of dry right now. Would be nice to, you know what I'm saying, get something to drink, whatever like that. Really want to go after those likes, hit that like button, put those likes on there. Also, if you're not a member of the channel but already, y'all don't see what we do over here? Y'all don't see how busy we get? Y'all don't see how we put it down? You mean to tell me y'all gonna go somewhere else where y'all think that anybody gonna be able to mess with us? Yes, that's sweat under my arms right there, because I be going to work. I don't be playing. I leave it all on the field when I come here. I make sure that we put it down, and I want to make sure that you guys get a good show. And that's the reason why we call it Our Bottom Line. I'm the host, but you guys are the co-hosts. I could not do this without you. Thank you guys for reactivating those memberships. That's right. Chris, that's right. We appreciate that too. Love to see when you guys reactivate your memberships. Love to see when you guys do that. I take that better than the super chat, because that means you guys appreciate the content and you want to be around. So guess what? We are the #1 show on YouTube from 6 o'clock in the morning till we finish our clips. Why? Because we get busy. And when y'all stay on point, we ain't no joke. We used to let the mic smoke, and now we slam it when it's done and make sure it's broke. Who we got right there? We got Missy B. Everything is appreciated. Everything is appreciated. $1.99. Missy B, check this out. If everybody would give me $199, I'll be making a whole different type of video tonight. Man, listen, if everybody here was to be like, hey, let's give them $199. Woo, my video tonight, I'll be in the club like this. They gave me $199. All those people. I love you. And I appreciate every single thing that you guys do for me. Guess what? Because I know it's hard out there for a pimp. When you're trying to get the money for the rent, especially if you live in a town like New York, Los Angeles, one of those high taxable areas. Y'all guys know what I'm talking about. Let me put some fat on your brain real quick, though, before we get up out of here, because we haven't had a chance to kick it. I want to make sure you guys understand something. With problems, they're always going to exist. All we got to do is focus on the fact that we were able to wake up the next day because God gave us the energy and the wherewithal to do that. Stop worrying about, oh my God, I got so much problems. And be thankful that God woke you up this morning to deal with that problem. How about that? Because every single day that you got to fight, that you got a chance to fight and bang that nail, you got a chance to get it right. Now we want to show some love to Dustin, and we want to show some more love to UK Shaky that's showing so much support for the show. Everything is appreciated. That's right. And we thank you guys for supporting our bottom line. Can't wait to meet you because we definitely gonna link up. When are we gonna meet up? We're gonna meet up at the Show Your Talent Search. That's right, you guys, because we got this talent search going on in the 5 boroughs of New York City: Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. You guys come over, show us your talent, and boom! You could possibly make $250. You could be a singer, an artist, a dancer. You can be a chef. You can do wheelies. I don't care what you do. Good at doing push-ups on one hand. Whatever you do, I want you to be a part of this talent show that was put together by Big Drip Hard Punch. You guys are going to be able to make $250 in your borough if you win that borough. Once you win that borough, we bring everybody together, and you got the chance of winning one. That's right, $1,000. You're right. That's right. Big Drip Hard Punch is sponsoring this talent show. The next location is going to be in Brooklyn. You guys want to sign up? All you got to do is go to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's 2 G's and 2 P's. www.drinkbigdrip.com. Sign up, be a part of the talent show. You're going to meet me. If you're in one of the 5 boroughs, we're going to hang out. If you're 21 and older, which you have to be, you're going to get a chance to taste the Big Drip, and we're going to have a fantastic time listening to the DJ, Don Dada, formerly of Black Ink Crew. Hopefully you guys will come out. I get to meet as many of you as possible. Can't wait to see where you guys are and what you got going on. If you want to send those promotions out, you might have a business. You could be a mobile barber, a detailer. I don't know what you're doing, but put it in a 1080 by 1080. Send it over to bridgethisllc@gmail.com, and we'll put your advertisement up on our post area. And all 40,000 plus subscribers are going to see what you got going on, and you can make some money rocking with your boy BOOGOTTINYC. And with that being said, y'all already know what it is. It's Sunday, Purple Sunday. I hope you guys had a fantastic day. I'm going to get ready to stack that deck for tomorrow, get you more information, stay on point, stay on topic. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I want you guys to drink some water. I want you to be happy. I want you to follow me real quick. 1, at the count of 3, do what I do. Count of 3, do what I do. 1, 2, 3, smile. And watch how I make you feel all up in here. I want to leave you guys with that. Have a fantastic day. Feel good. With that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, my favorite day of the week, Monday, get 'em. Peace.